Hey guys, it's Getty, and I'm here to answer or talk about Aaron's topic of marching bands for our final week, which I can't believe it is. But how you mentioned, Aaron, that not many people talked about marching bands. It's true. I kind of went through people's videos and just saw that it was a kind of a taboo subject. No one brought it up. And so I agree with you when you say that it's a really important piece of the job description of being a band director or a music educator, when it comes to like the high school or junior high level, excuse me. So I guess the way I'm going to go about answering the question is talking about how my high school kind of ran things, and then moving on to how I would run it if I was in charge. So to begin, my high school did a mix of community shows or like football shows, parades, and then competitions. And so when if I was to describe how my high school operated based on the spectrum that you brought up, Aaron, so having competition here and like community events here, it kind of fell somewhere in the middle or even in between the middle and competition side. So kind of actually the opposite of what you were saying you should do, because the way my band director kind of saw it is we should have like do things for the community to get support, throw our name out there, use it as a recruiting tool, just like you said, but also use competition so we can better ourselves as a band. So I guess we did about maybe 4 or 5 competitions a year, and then also did like 7 football games and a couple parades. And this is my cat getting in the video. I apologize if you want to meet him. This is Tycho, my cat. So get out of here, baby. Um, Sorry about that. But what was I gonna say? Okay, so we did about 4 or 5 competitions, and on the year it fluctuated. Sometimes we did a little bit more, a little bit less. But my band director thought it was a great way to kind of have us go out there, perform, reflect on our own performance and then the ensemble performance, and then also get the judges' tape back. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. I think the competition side is actually really important. I don't think you need to go all out, kind of like the Texas bands do, and like competition, 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 go, 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 like win, we must be the best. I don't think we need to do that. But I do think we need to do a little competition, not for the fact just to like satisfy the kids' like natural like need for healthy competition, but also to do like get those reflections and that feedback and have the experience out there on the field. Having it out there and just getting better. I think that's really great. But I also think the community support or the community shows aspect of it is really important too, because my high school actually went on something we call a middle school tour, and we just go to the 3 local middle schools here in town, and we play a standstill show for each of them, and then kind of have a few of the members who are alumni from each of those middle schools go and kind of give a testimonial about what marching band is like, and what it was like for them to go into high school, because we play for 8th graders, so we'd all be playing for future freshmen. And so we would all say things like, "Oh, when I got to high school, I was alone and a freshman, and I was scared, but then I got marching band, and everything was okay," which is cliche, but true. And so we would tell that to them to try to gain support, and then show them what we do and what we play, what we look like, what we sound like, in order to hopefully gain awareness for ourselves, get some recruits, grow the band, and then also, maybe, when we do parades, like for 4th of July or, like for, like winter parades, it was for, we call it here in town a winter parade, but it's actually, for Christmas, but, that way we get our name out there, and maybe we see someone out there who's like, oh wow, like this band's really good. I want to go see their concert bands, or I want to see their jazz bands, or maybe I want to support them. So maybe they spread our name, or maybe they actually end up giving us money, which ended up happening a few times. So I feel like the community aspect is really important too. So when it comes down to how I would run a band, I would suggest that you maybe do somewhere in the middle, actually, this in the spectrum. Just smack dab in the middle. Um, have competitions for the sake of satisfying the kids, healthy competition. Even the band directors, we all have like a little bit of a competitive side that sometimes we just have to embrace. And also for the feedback we get from the judges, who are way up there looking at us and can really see things we can't. And then also for our own sake, so we can walk away saying, oh, like I did this, a little bit weird this time, or oh, I could do this better with articulation or dynamics or mood, so we can satisfy like this movement is all like slow and lovely, and so we can play this way a little bit more as compared to the next movement, which is very like up in your face, traditional marching. So I think it's good to be able to do that, and then the other half we can do community stuff, play at football games, do parades, and you can get your name out there to the community and get some community support back. And so by doing it in the middle, I feel like you get a really good grasp of both sides. And then maybe you try things out every year. Maybe you move a little bit more towards the competition side one year, or maybe you move a little towards the like community support side one year. Just fluctuate, do it. Every year you kind of change just to find what really fits for your band. And so I don't think there's a set, rigid like, oh, we're gonna be here or we're gonna be here or here, blah 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 blah. I think you should just try it out and find out what's best for you, because I think every band works differently because of many things, whether it's the kids there, who the director is, or what community you're in, because some communities are more supportive or just, embracive of the arts than others who are more just like, oh, music. But luckily here in Champaign-Urbana, like the arts, music, theater, dance, all that stuff is really incorporated and appreciated here. So we got lucky. But that's what I would do. I would just, say start in the middle maybe, and then just move around every year and find out what really works for yourself, for your kids, and for the community. So I guess I'll wrap it up there, but I challenge you to think about one thing more. And I don't think you necessarily have to answer it in any more of the videos this week, because I might bring it up in the group video next week. But just how you said, think about marching bands, Aaron, I challenge everyone to also think about jazz bands. Because I've been in a jazz band for about 8 years now, I think. This is the 8th year I've been in a jazz band, playing jazz. And it's been a lot of fun. And so if you go into an interview for a job and they say, oh, are you willing to run a jazz band? And you say, oh, sure. And they ask, well, do you have any experience? And you say, no. I mean, the next candidate after you says, yeah, I've had a lot of experience, like playing in big bands or trios or combos and stuff like that. They may get the job over you just because they are more, what's the word I'm looking for? They're more spread out. They're more diverse. There we go. They're more diverse in their ability to do things. So just as important as a marching band is, or being able to run it, I also think a jazz band is. And I think that's just something to kind of keep in the back of your head. And I think everyone, if they're in music education, before they leave the U of I here, or any college for that sake, should really do their best to like spread themselves out when they do different genres, just so they can get a feel. It doesn't mean they need to be like an expert like jazz musician. They don't need to leave being Charlie Parker and then like Eugene Rousseau. But I think they should leave being really well-rounded. And so I just challenge you all to think about that. I guess I will see you guys next week for our last and final video, which is going to be the entire group, which will actually be pretty exciting to finally, sit down and have a huge panel. All right, see you guys next week.